High school baseball is back on Beaver Media and on YouTube Live. Today from Memorial Field in Anderson, Indiana, the Memorial Day triple header as we whittle down 4 teams to 1 champion here in Sectional 55. Good morning and welcome in. Brian Beaver along with you again today as we set sail in this triple header on a day that has a lot of meaning for military families. Before we talk baseball, thanks to the men and women who have given their lives to their country. It's a day where we're supposed to stop and think about that at least for a while. Hopefully you will do that today. Baseball, wow. After a week's worth of rain and trouble on the grounds, we have a beautiful day on Memorial Day 2017 for 3 games that will lead to a champion at about 9 o'clock tonight local time. Game 1 about to be played here shortly. Wes-Del and Tri-Central in the first semifinal. It'll be Southern Wells and Daleville in the second semifinal. That is scheduled for 1 o'clock or thereabouts. And then tonight's championship game between the 2 earlier winners at 7 o'clock tonight. And we'll have all 3 games for you here on YouTube Live and on the Delco Preps channel and Beaver Media. It's great to have you along. We appreciate your support. We hope you enjoy the coverage of high school baseball wherever you are, whether you're just down State Road 32 a ways or whether you're a relative halfway across the country who cannot get here to witness the game for yourself. Going to be a nice day to play ball. Issue, and it will be the high sky. We have a virtually cloudless sky this morning in Anderson, Indiana, and with a strong wind blowing almost out to do right field. High fly balls and pop-ups are going to be a bit of a challenge for the players defensively. But otherwise, a sensational day. It's about 75 degrees at game time. A little bit of humidity, but not too bad at this point. It'll get worse as the day goes on. And a very little chance of rain the rest of the day right now in the forecast. So this looks like we're going to get 3 games in today and have 3 really good ones for you here on Memorial Day. As you can hear in the background, the teams are being introduced on the first and third baselines. And it's going to be a great day for baseball. Back with more after this on Beaver Media and YouTube Live.
Hey, honey, is this your course schedule for the fall?
Yep.
Let me see here. English, good. Chemistry, trigonometry, excellent. World history, I love world history. Baseball. Wait, baseball? Baseball isn't a course, honey.
Well, sure it is, Mom. High school sports are about so much more than winning and losing. They teach lessons that can't be taught in a classroom, like accountability and self-discipline, the value of teamwork. I may not be earning a grade, but I'm learning how to compete later in life. Isn't that what getting a good education is all about?
Yes, of course it is. I was just testing you.
What can teenagers here in Indiana learn from participating in high school sports? Plenty, as it turns out. That's why they're called education-based athletics.
High school sports. There's so much more than just a game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Place. There's still a place where performance is enhanced by extra effort, not by performance-enhancing drugs. There's still a place where contracts are between coaches and players. The terms are non-negotiable. There's still a place where an edge is something you gain by working harder than your opponent. There's still a place where sport is pure. That place is the high school in your community. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we believe that while competition can be fierce, it doesn't change the fact that it's only a game. The goal may be to win, but the point is to have fun. And if you want to be reminded of just how great sports can be when they're played the right way, then the place to be is at a high school sporting event in your community. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message made possible by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to Memorial Field. We're just about set for action here in Game 1 of this Memorial Day triple header. It's a great tradition around Indiana. Each Memorial Day, a lot of baseball being played today. Between the scheduling and the rainouts pushing a lot of games back, there are many sectionals today around Indiana where 3 games are being played, including here at Memorial Field. Great old school ballpark. It's nearly symmetrical. It's 324 down the left field line, 375 in left center, 400 to straightaway center, 378 in right center, and 338 down the right field line. And a lot of room in foul ground behind the plate, which comes into play on wild pitches and pass balls, and a great grandstand here for the fans to sit between the dugouts behind home plate and take in the game through that old school chain link fence. We're just about set to begin. Wes-Del will be the visiting team in this game. Tri-Central the home team. Austin McCullough has completed his warm-up tosses for the Trojans. Cody Smith stands in the right-handed batter's box to lead things off here. And here comes the opening pitch of the day, and it's high for ball 1. And we are underway. 11 a.m. We'll set the defense for you momentarily. Here's the line and the pitch, fouled right back at me in the screen, and it's 1-1. Ryan Cockerman in left field, Kyle Colbert in center, Nathan Hoover in right field for the Trojans. We'll set your infield momentarily. Here comes the line and the pitch. Smith lays off, 1 outside, and he's up 2-1. Tri-Central, Devin Carter at third, Caleb Causey at short, Brendan Groves at second, Noah Brahm at first. The 2-1 pitch is a check swing, went too far, and it is 2-2. Trevor Titus behind the plate for the Trojans, and McCullough into his windup and his pitch. Breaking ball just missed, and the count runs full. It'll be Cam Townsend and Connor Townsend behind Smith here in the Wes-Del first inning. McCullough is a right-hander. Here comes his pitch. Swing and a miss, 1 away. So a good start for the Trojans and Austin McCullough. That brings in Cam Townsend. Cam batting .362 through the regular season. First one to him. Tapper back to the mound on 1 hop. McCullough trots over, underhand flips halfway to first base. Noah Brahm with the put out to make it 2 down. 1-3 in your scorebook. That brings in Connor Townsend, the other half of the Townsend twins. Devin Bookout will hit cleanup for Wes-Del today. He's warming in the on-deck circle. McCullough into his motion. Breaking ball, a slider, is away for ball 1. Connor Townsend comes in at .377. Here's the next one to him. Ripped foul over near his dugout on the first base side. It's off the protective fence. And it's 1-1. Wes-Del comes in at a 9-10 record overall. Pitch on the way. It's a fastball upstairs to make it 2-1. Warriors got out of the gate fast. They were 8-3 in late April. Struggled through the back half. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, right field line. It's going to slice foul and be in the bullpen. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Connor Townsend. Warriors have 5 players on their roster who would qualify for a batting title at .350 or better. They're a pretty good hitting team. McCullough looks in, long pause, sign. Here's the windup, the pitch, swing and a miss. Townsend chased the ball up out of the strike zone, and that does it for Wes-Del in a 1-2-3 first inning. Zeros on the boards for the Warriors as we go to the bottom of the first. It's Wes-Del nothing, and Tri-Central coming to bat on Beaver Media and on YouTube Live.
The world of high school sports is filled with athletes who possess the eye of the tiger and whose focus and determination enables them to soar like eagles. The games themselves can't be played without a few zebras. Becoming an IHSAA official is a great way to be part of the action and to support Indiana's healthy tradition of high school athletics. Visit IHSAA.org and get in the game. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ballpark. We go to the bottom of the first inning with Wes-Del and Tri-Central scoreless. And here's how they'll line up today for the Wes-Del Warriors defensively. Devin Bookout will be your left fielder. Connor Townsend will patrol center. Dylan Torbush is out in right. Jake Mitchell is the third baseman for the Warriors. Calvin Carmen the shortstop. Corbin Zvokal at second. Cody Smith is the first baseman with Cam Townsend catching. And right-hander Jordan Lehman, the starting pitcher here in the semifinal for Wes-Del. Lehman is 1-3 on the year with a team leading 2.59 earned run average. First three hitters of the day for Tri-Central will be Brendan Groves, Caleb Causey, and Austin McCullough as they get set to hit in their half of the first inning. Quiet start for Wes-Del offensively. They absolutely are good at swinging the bats, but Austin McCullough struck out two of the first three men he faced today. So tough to be more impressive out of the chute than the right-hander from Tri-Central. We're all set to go. That brings up the leadoff man for the Trojans, their second baseman, Brendan Groves, right-handed hitter. And we're about set to go. And here comes the pitch to him. It's called strike on the outside corner. Defensively, the Warriors are straight away. There's a high fly ball towards shallow left. He comes on but plays it on a hop, does Devin Bookout. So it's a leadoff single here in the home first for Brendan Groves, and the Trojans will send up Caleb Causey.
Groves single first base, bringing the bat now for the Trojans. The shortstop, number 13, Caleb Causey.
Tri-Central, the home team, in the third base dugout this morning. They are wearing their white uniforms today with blue and gold. Now from the stretch, Lehman brings it home. He shows bunt. He strikes without hitting the ball. 0-1. Blue lettering, gold trim for Tri-Central. Blue hats, blue batting helmets. Bunt laid down up the first baseline. Lehman's only play will be over to first, and he's got him. It's a 1-3 put out and a sacrifice by Caleb Causey that moves Brendan Groves down to second base with one away. That'll bring in Austin McCullough.
He brings up the bat now for the Trojans. The pitcher, number 23, Austin McCullough.
McCullough is the pitcher today in this semifinal game for head coach Andy Burnett. 4-14 on the season for the Trojans, but they're 2 wins away from a sectional title. First pitch is hammered foul. Look out. Down the left field line, sent the fans scattering down there behind that 4-foot-tall chain link fence, and I don't blame them. That ball was blistered. Lehman from the stretch with a man at second and 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Hard hit ball, left center field. That's trouble. That's going to shoot the gap and go all the way to the wall. That'll bring home a run, and it's a stand-up double. He's going to head for third. Here comes the relay. They got him. 8-6-5 on the put out at third base. That's a 2-base hit and an RBI for Austin McCullough, who maybe shouldn't have gone. But as it is, aggressive play, and it's 1-0 Tri-Central. And the first pitch to Trevor Titus is popped into shallow left, shortstop back. Carmen has it backpedaling, and that ends the inning quickly for Tri-Central. They strike first, though. They get a run with a double, a sacrifice. Bases are left empty. We're through 1 complete from Anderson's Memorial Field. It's Wes-Del trailing Tri-Central 1-0 on Beaver Media and on YouTube Live.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. history made. The state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Foul ball, D. Talbot. Foul ball, Jason.
Welcome back to the ballpark. We are through an inning. As we go to the second, it's Tri-Central 1, Wes-Del nothing. We'll have 4, 5, and 6 due up in the Wes-Del batting order here. Couple of hits in that home first inning, a single, a double, a booming double to left center field that went all the way to the wall. But Wes-Del did a nice job defensively on the relay from Connor Townsend to Calvin Carmen to Jake Mitchell. And the batter trying to stretch a double into a triple. Austin McCullough was thrown out by about 2 steps. Well played defensively for the guys from Wes-Del. So the Warriors look to get even here. One never bothered me because you've got to score 1 to win anyway. So if you don't deserve to win anyhow. Devin Bookout is ready. Here comes the first pitch to him, and it's upstairs, ball 1. Devin Bookout, Calvin Carmen, and Jordan Lehman. Bookout, a .350 right-handed hitter, swings and misses, and it's 1-1. Carmen, Jordan Lehman waiting behind him. Bookout awaits the next one, and it's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Love the umpires who give you a good solid signal and call it out. It's a big help. Here comes the pitch. It's away too far, and the count is 2-2. Straight away on defense for the Tri-Central Trojans with the wind blowing from third base toward right field. There's a called third strike to Bookout. 1 down. Third strikeout already in the game by Austin McCullough. That brings up Calvin Carmen. Carmen at .368 with an OPS of 1050. Team in that category. Wes-Del wearing the roadie uniforms today. Gray pants, maroon jerseys with gray trim, white lettering. Third baseman is in about 3 steps on the grass at the hot corner looking for a bunt. No bunt. Just one out of the zone. 1-0 to Carmen. Devin Carter is in a good 3-4 feet on the grass. Next one fouled back out of play. It's 1-1. Beautiful day to play. The center fielder, Kyle Colbert, is shaded over toward right center. They expect him not to pull, and he fouls another one back into that chain link backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Winner of this one goes to the championship game tonight. Here's the windup and the delivery. High with a fastball. Count evens, 2-2. Wes-Del, a heavily right-handed hitting team. Here's the next one from McCullough. Worked him away, too high, and the count runs full. 1-0 game. We're early on. We're in the top of the second inning. Look out. That one was high and tight. Check swing, they call him out. That one nearly took the whiskers off the chin of Calvin Carmen. That's 2 away.
Now the Warriors bring up the bat, the pitcher, number 15, Jordan.
They said he went too far. That's a real tough call for an ump because the pitch was high and tight. And you can say, well, was he getting out of the way or was he swinging? That time they decided swinging, and he's gone. No one on, 2 down. Here's Jordan Lehman, and he check swings on the first one. A foul tip, and it's 0-1. Lehman, a .310 hitter. He takes the slider on the outer edge for a strike, and he's in the 0-2 hole. Good hitter. A team best .620 slugging percentage. 2 home runs this season. Open stance, right-handed hitter. He takes high and away. It's 1-2. McCullough looks good so far. Here comes his next one. Swing and a miss at a nice slider. Wasn't close. McCullough strikes out the side in the Wes-Del second inning. Goose egg again for the Warriors. They've got to get their offense untracked. That's 5 Ks already by Austin McCullough. We're through an inning and a half from Memorial Field. It's Wes-Del trailing Tri-Central 1-0 on Beaver Media.
A crisp October evening. A stadium filled with fans. A pass-through. A journey completed. State of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
INFarmBureau.com. That's IndianaFarmBureau.com. Stop knocking on wood.
We move to the bottom of the second inning. Tri-Central is leading 1-0. They scored early in the game. Their first inning, they got a single from Brendan Groves. He was sacrificed to second by Caleb Causey. Austin McCullough doubled to left center field to drive in Groves. And that's where we stand. A 1-0 contest, early going. Noah Brahm, Devin Carter, and Ryan Cockrum are due up in the Trojans' second inning. Brahm, a left-handed hitter, big fella. He rips one hard to right field. Here he comes. Can he get it? No, it's by Torbush, who dived and tried to catch it. It rolls behind him. The center fielder, Townsend, goes over and brings it back in, but it's a double for Noah Brahm. Third hit of the game by the Trojans. That one was belted hard. Dylan Torbush made an aggressive play on it. Just missed making the catch. And a runner in scoring position to lead off the second inning with Devin Carter standing in, the big third baseman. Lehman stares in for a sign from Cam Townsend. He's got it. He brings it home. Bunted back into the screen. 0-1. Ryan Cockrum waiting in the wings in the on-deck circle. Nathan Hoover behind him if the Trojans move the order that far. Trojans looking to add to a 1-0 lead. Long wait by Lehman. He'll bring the pitch home. Bunt again is shown, but the ball's in the dirt. Good take that time by Carter. And the count is 1-1. Bunting is a lost art. Not many guys do it very well anymore. Lehman set at the belt, lifts the leg, brings it home. Called strike. 1-2 the count to Devin Carter. Wouldn't want to leave one out over the plate. He's a pretty big guy. Pitch on the way. Hard hit ground ball by the mound toward short. Only play will be to first. And Calvin Carmen to Cody Smith, easily done for the first out. And that moves Brahm to third. That'll bring up Ryan Cockrum. Tweeted earlier today that this is one of the longest, hardest days of my year, but it's also one of the most enjoyable. I love doing this, and to get 3 good games in on Memorial Day, tough to beat it. Now from the windup, Lehman brings it home. Here's a little soft pop-up on the infield. The second baseman one-hops it, throws over in time. Nice play by Zavokal over to Smith. That holds the runner at third, and that's 2 down. 4-3 in your book. That'll bring up Brian Hoover. Hoover, the right fielder, with a man at third and 2 away here in the second inning. His team up 1-0 over Wes-Del. Lehman's windup and pitch It's off the outer edge for ball one.
With two outs now, the Trojans have it back to right field. Number 4, Nathan Hoover.
Noah Brahms' leadoff double was a great start, but the Trojans are having trouble getting him home. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball on the outer edge, a blistering fastball for a called strike. You heard the pop. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the next one. It's in the air down the right field side, but back out of play. Couple of little guys playing catch down there. Got a free wake-up call. So Lehman is a pitch away from getting out of it clean at 1-2. Here's the windup and the delivery. It's in the dirt. Good block by Cam Townsend. And again, the runner at third, Brahm, can't come home. That evens the count at 2-2. Lehman's wind up the pitch, hit in the air to straightaway center field. To his left a few steps, Connor Townsend, and he makes easy work of it for the final out. And the Warriors do get out of the inning clean. No runs, a leadoff double. They leave him right there at third base after the ground ball moved him over. We're through 2 complete at Memorial Field. It's Tri-Central 1. Wes-Del nothing on Beaver Media and YouTube Live.
A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. A sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ballpark. We move to the 3rd inning. We're moving right along quickly here. Not a lot of pitches being thrown in this game so far. The batters have been mostly early count swingers. 1-0 game. Tri-Central in front of Wes-Del as we go to the visitors' half of the 3rd. Bottom 3rd of the order due up for Wes-Del. Austin McCullough, the Tri-Central pitcher, is working on a gem so far. He has yet to allow a runner. No hits, 5 Ks. The only ball put in play by Cam Townsend, who grounded back to the mound in the 1st. Let's see if Jake Mitchell can get the Warriors untracked here in the 3rd. Third baseman Devin Carter in again. About 3 steps onto the grass, and the first pitch is high, ball 1.
Now for the Warriors is third baseman number 12, Jacob Mitchell.
Jake Mitchell, Corbin Zavokel, and Dylan Torbush here in the 3rd for Wes-Del. There's a called strike. That makes it 1-1. Mitchell, a .321 right-handed hitter. Here comes the next one. Popped up, back out of play. It'll be on the concourse, and it's 1-2.
And please return all foul balls by the dugout. The cooperation.
Wes-Del just needs that one spark play to get rolling. They haven't had it yet. There's a fastball too high. Jake Mitchell is even 2-2. Ready with the next one. Breaking ball, worked him outside too far, and it's full count for Jake Mitchell. Corbin Zavokel, Dylan Torbush. Watching closely. There's a called 3rd strike. Mitchell thought it was ball 4 and started for first. Nothing doing there. That's 1 away. Strikeout number 6 in the game by Austin McCullough. He has struck out the last 5 hitters. And Corbin Zavokel is in there. Big rip. Couldn't get it. Strike 1. Zavokel, a .263 hitter. Open stance. A lot of guys hit that way now. He takes upstairs, and it's 1-1. McCullough looks strong so far. There's a nice breaking ball taken on the outer edge for a strike, and it's 1-2 to Zvokel. 5 straight Ks by Austin McCullough. He's working on number 6 here. Here comes the next one. Swing and a miss. 2 away. Really putting on a show. That's his 6th consecutive strikeout. He has struck out 7 of the 8 hitters in the game, and that brings in the 9-hole hitter, Dylan Torbush. He checks, fastball high. It's ball 1. A lot of good hitters in this lineup. This is the first time through. Let's see what they do the second time through. Wind up in the pitch. Pop back out just over our heads. It's 1-1. This is one of those parks where a ball can top spin over the top of the backstop and end up in the booth. There's a slider and a beauty taken for a strike. 1-2. Torbush waggles the bat. There's a fastball about a foot into the right-handed batter's box, and it's 2-2. Wind up in the next one. Ground ball toward the 5-hole. Cut off nicely by Carter going to his left. His throw is just in time. Nice play from Carter over to Brahm. A 5-3 put out. Warriors put another ball in play, but can't do anything with it. Order again in the 3rd. Dominant performance so far by Austin McCullough of Tri-Central. We are through 2.5 innings of the 1A Sectional 55 semifinal. Game 1 of the triple-header. Tri-Central 1, Wes-Del 0 on Beaver Media.
The clutch shot. The timely hit. The perfect pitch. The heroic catch. The brilliant save. The photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
We head for the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Memorial Field with Tri-Central out in front of Wes-Del 1-0. This has been mostly a pitcher's game. Only a couple hard-hit balls, both of those by Tri-Central. And the Trojans go to the number 9 hole to start their 3rd inning, leading 1-0 with Kyle Colbert standing in there. Trojan center fielder staring out. Ad Lehman, here comes his pitch. Fastball just away, ball 1. 1 run on 3 hits for the Trojans. Goose eggs all over for Wes-Del. Here comes the pitch. It's in the dirt, ball 2. Been brewing about number 9 hitters and walks. We've seen a few of those in this tournament. And back in my day, if you walked a number 9-hole hitter on 4 straight, you got a blister burger from your coach. There's a called strike. Count is 2-1. Cardinal sin to walk a number 9-hole hitter. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt and away, and it's 3-1. Top of the order waiting to roll around after this man. So you're playing with danger if you put him on. Wind up in the pitch. Called strike on the outer edge, and the count is full. The plate umpire today has a pretty wide strike zone, but he's consistent, and that's all you want out of your umpire. Here's the pitch. Foul tip to stay alive, and it's still 3-2. And he's given that pitch to both sides. The area between the outside edge of the plate and the batter's box line, there's 6 inches in there, and if you're close to the edge, you're going to get the call. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, a beautiful changeup, and that's 1 down. One of the best pitches so far today by Lehman. And that brings up the top of the order and leadoff man Brendan Groves. He's the only man to touch the plate in the game. He singled, moved to second on a sacrifice, came home on a double to give his team a 1-0 lead, and he takes away ball one. Lehman throws it home, ground ball to short, couple steps to his left for Carmen. He throws on over in time. Nice play on both ends by Carmen and Cody Smith, and that's 2 down. That brings up Caleb Causey.
With 2 outs now, the Trojans have it. Back to shortstop, number 13, Caleb Causey.
Caleb is one of those high school guys who looks like he's 24 because he has a full beard. Here's the pitch to him. Called strike on that nebulous outer edge. It's 0-1. And again, that's not a criticism of the umpire. He's doing a nice job. If you know you're going to get that pitch, you keep throwing it there. This one fouled back out of play. Near the concession stand, it's quickly 0-2. He's doing a good job. And both pitchers know where the strike zone is now, and both clubs know where the strike zone is. Here's the pitch. Slider just inside. Lehman bent his knees and went down on a crouch briefly. He thought he had strike 3. It's now 1-2. And this is the guy you really want to get out with 2 down. Here's the pitch. Fastball high and away, and it's 2-2. I say that because Austin McCullough is in the on-deck circle, and he hit that booming double back in the first inning. You don't want this man on in front of him. You want him leading off the next inning. Next one is popped up on the infield out near second base. Shortstop and second baseman converge. Carmen has it pop out of his glove. He can't make the play. Wait, he caught it. It came out of his glove, and he caught it as he was laying on the ground. Tri-Central can't believe it, but he called him out. Carmen backpedaled at the last minute. It hit his glove and popped out, and he landed on the ground, and the ball landed on him, and he caught it for the final out of the inning. Holy smoke. Think we're going to have a little discussion here before it's all said and done. The man who hit the ball, Caleb Causey, said, hey, ask the other ump for help. He's still standing at first base. Now his coach, Andy Burnett, will come out and say, ask for some help. And he's going to say, I don't need any help. I saw it. He's out. Get your guys off the field. Wow. Nothing like fun at the old ballpark. Well, an otherwise uneventful bottom of the third has come to a dramatic conclusion. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, and one big debate. We go to the middle inning. After 3 complete, it's Tri-Central still out in front of Wes-Del, 1-0 on Beaver Media and on YouTube Live. Don't go away.
It's a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Brian Beaver along with you as we make our way through semifinal and championship Monday on Memorial Day. Glad to have you along. Hope you have the day off. Oh, what a play to end that half of the third when Wes-Del's shortstop, Calvin Carmen, went back on a pop-up right behind second base on the edge of the grass. He might have actually tripped over the lip out there, which is pretty pronounced. He fell backward. Ball hit his glove, came out and popped up. He fell down. The ball landed on him, and he somehow caught it laying on his back for the out. And the umpires now are gathered over by third base in a little huddle to talk about, did we get that one right? Did we get that one wrong? Call's going to stand no matter what. Wow, they're going to reverse the call. Holy cow. You hear the Tri-Central fans. They are happy. Wes-Del, not at all. And we're going to have to hit reverse and take you back to where we were just a moment ago. So not so fast, as they say. The bottom of the first will continue. I have rarely seen a call reversed. But wow, that's not going to be an out. That's going to be an error on Calvin Carmen. So Caleb Causey will be safe at first on the E6. Oh, man. Well, if this ends up being a 1-0 game, the Wes-Del fans are going to talk about that for a long time. And you heard the way I called it. I thought he dropped it and did not catch it while he was laying on the ground, but they did, and they're a lot closer than any of us are. So they're going to give some warm-up tosses to Jordan Lehman, the Wes-Del pitcher. It's like he's starting the inning all over again. Crazy. So instead of being out of the inning, now what we talked about a moment ago, the danger, you bring Austin McCullough to the plate with a man at first and 2 down, and he has the only RBI in this game, and it was a whopper of a double his first time. Stretch. He bounces one in the dirt. Runner breaks. The throw is going to go down, but not be in time. And it goes into center field, and now he's going to head for third, and he's going to make it without a trouble. The throw to third gets away. Here comes the runner trying to score. He got there. Unbelievable. 2 errors on the same play, and a run comes home to score. It goes to second. Stolen base, goes to third on the error on the throw by the catcher, and comes home to score on the error that got by the third baseman. And I believe that was the second baseman, Zvokel, who picked it up and threw wide of third. And after all that, it's a 2-0 game. Now meeting at the mound by Wes-Del's infield and their head coach, Jesse Fennell, who I'm sure is telling them, settle down. And that's a big momentum swing in this game. You go from thinking you're out of the inning to going back out there, and you make 2 errors on 1 stolen base attempt, and now an unearned run has you down 2-0, and it's 1-0 to Austin McCullough with the bases empty and 2 away here in the third. Pitch on the way. It's outside for a ball, and it's 2-0. This is probably the most dangerous hitter in the game here today in this one. You really got to be careful with him. He's out in front of a changeup, taps it foul back near the screen. Makes it 2-1. One little play can make a huge difference, and we've seen that here in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Wind up in the pitch from Lehman. Grounded back to the mound. One hopper, he knocks it down, picks it up, throws, and they got him, and that's a sure third out. That does it for Tri-Central in their half of the third, but they expand their lead. They get a run on 3 errors. They leave the bases empty. We go to the 4th inning, this time for real. Tri-Central out in front of Wes-Del, 2-0 on Beaver Media and on YouTube Live. Don't go away.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We head for the 4th inning here at Memorial Field in Anderson. Tri-Central leading Wes-Del 2-0. That's going to be a little bit of a controversy that's going to be talked about, at least for the rest of today. Did the umpires get it right or not? And if not, what happens? because there's not much you can do about it on the Wes-Del side of the field. It went your way first. It was reversed on the call on the pop-up that was dropped, and it led to the second run of the day by Tri-Central. Trojans have 2 runs on 3 hits. They are clean on defense. No runs, no hits. A couple of errors on the official scoreboard. 3 in my book. We'll worry about that later. Top of the order for Wes-Del here in the 4th. It's Cody Smith, and he takes low and away ball 1. Smith and then the Townsend twins for the Warriors here in the 4th as they trail by 2. Sharp ground ball toward the shortstop hole. He bobbles, now picks up and fires and gets him in time. Nice play on the recovery by Caleb Causey over to Noah Brahm, and that's 1 away. And that brings in Cam Townsend.
Into action now for the Warriors. The catcher, number 10, Camden Townsend.
8 batters in a row retired now by McCullough. Cam Townsend stands in, and he takes high ball 1. He grounded back to the mound back in the 1st inning. He grounds back to the mound again on 1 hop, and the underhand flip over to first from McCullough to Brahm is good again for out number 2. That brings in Connor Townsend.
With 2 outs now, at bat now for the Warriors.
Great having you along for the ride here on Beaver Media via YouTube. It's a great technology. Connor Townsend, strikeout victim his first time. And he takes the slider on the outside corner, strike 1. It's a really nice pitch that McCullough has in his arsenal. There's not a ton of break, but it's late break, and it's very effective. Here's the pitch. Works in with a fastball up and away, taken for a ball. Devin Book out in the on-deck circle, hoping for a chance to take the swing here in the 4th. There's a called strike, and the count to Townsend is 1-2. Nice breeze blowing here at the ballpark today, almost straight out to right field. There's a swing and a miss at a high, tight fastball, and that does it for Wes-Del in their half of the 4th inning. That's the 8th strikeout of the game for Austin McCullough. Goose eggs again for the Warriors in their half of the 4th. We are halfway through this one as we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Tri-Central 2, Wes-Del nothing on Beaver Media.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ballpark. We go to the last of the 4th in a tight one. Tri-Central out in front of Wes-Del, 2-0. Middle 3rd of the order due up for the Trojans here in their half of the 4th. Their cleanup man, Trevor Titus, to lead things off. Then Noah Brahm and Devin Carter behind him. Jordan Lehman pitching pretty well for the Warriors so far. He starts him with a ball in the dirt for ball 1. 2 hard-hit balls in this game have made a big difference. And 1 dropped pop-up. That is the topic of the day. There's a slider on the inside corner. Titus even up now, 1-1. Hard hit ball on the line in the center field. That's going to be right in front of Connor Townsend, who plays it on a hop. And it's a leadoff single here in the 4th for Trevor Titus. 4th hit of the game by Tri-Central. I think we're going to have a courtesy runner, and we are. Number 11, that is Michael Carr.
Courtesy runner on first base now for Titus will be number 11, Michael Carr. At bat for the Trojans, number 16, Noah Braun.
Well, that brings up the left-hand hitting and dangerous Noah Braun. Behind him in the dirt, wild pitch, runner moves down to second base without a problem. So the Trojans have a man in scoring position here in the fourth, leading 2-0. Unreal. See if Braum can get him in. Braum doubled to left field, or to right field his first time. Here's the pitch to him. This one back to the screen on a foul. And it's 1-1. Lehman ready from the stretch. Next one is a tapper foul. And Braum is down 1-2. Wide open stance by Braum, the left-handed hitter. He grounds one sharply foul up the first baseline. Great play by the first base coach. The bare hand, left-hand backhander. Still 1-2. Lehman ready after a long look at the second base runner. It's in the dirt, skips away from his catcher. That'll be another wild pitch as Carr trots down to third base. So now you can just hit a fly ball and get a run home. Count is 2-2. And Lehman now will flip over and work out of the windup again with a man at third. Another tapper foul over near the first base dugout. Good battle between Lehman and Braum here in the fourth. And you're getting to the point in the game now where you really don't want them getting much farther away than 2-0. Wind up and the pitch. Long drive but foul down the right field line. A booming loud strike. 2-2. And if nothing else, you run up the pitch count for the opposing pitcher. This will be pitch number 8 in this plate appearance. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Changed up. Got him. Nice pitch by Lehman. His second K, and it comes at a great time. That's one away. Devin Carter, the batter. Carter 0 for 1. He grounded to short his only time. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Lehman blew it right by him. Michael Carr is the pinch runner down at third base for the Trojans. Here comes the next one. It's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. And it's 0-2 on the count. Wind up the delivery. Worked him inside just off the plate. Good take by Carter to make it 1-2. Infield is halfway up the middle. Here's a foul back to the screen. In fact, they're going to play back at first base and tight at third where the runner is. So here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 straight strikeouts by Lehman, and they were really what he needed. His third strikeout of the day, and with a runner at third and 2 down, it's Ryan Cockrum standing in. Grounded out to second in his only trip. He's 0 for 1, and he takes slow over but low, ball 1. Lehman has gone the distance for the Warriors. He works a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Lehman's done a nice job. Ground ball toward third. That should get him out of the inning. Long throw across in time. Nice one-hop pick. by Cody Smith on the throw from Jake Mitchell, and that does it here in the fourth for Tri-Central. They get a man to third with nobody out but can't get him in. Nice job by the Wes-Del Warriors bouncing back. No runs, a hit, no errors. Man left at third. We've played 4 complete now in 1A sectional 55. Wes-Del still trailing Tri-Central 2-0 on Beaver Media.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Approach to active lifestyle, visit methodistsports.com. That's methodistsports.com.
Welcome back into Memorial Field in Anderson. Brian Beaver along with you again today, and we've got ourselves a barn burner. Time for Wes-Del to get busy offensively, or they're going to check out. They trail 2-0 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Warriors. Devin Bookout to lead things off. And he takes one over but high. Oh. Struck out looking his only time up today. McCullough into his next one. It's a fastball on the outer edge and a beauty to make it 1-1. No hits in the game so far for Wes-Del. There's a good take on a pitch just away. 2-1. And in fact, they have not had a runner. So McCullough is working on a perfect game right now. Winds and deals. Swing and a miss at one upstairs. Bookout knows he chased out of the zone, and it's 2-2. A jam. Stares in at a sign from Trevor Titus. Brings the next one to the plate. Swing and a miss. Foul tip. Held on. The umpire at the plate says, "You got a piece." Titus held on. One away. Another strikeout by McCullough. Number 9 in my book as I look at it. That brings up Calvin Carmen, who went down swinging his first time. Look out. First one, a fastball right over his bill for ball 1. "13 straight retired by Austin McCullough to start his day." Swinging a foul right back into the screen. It's 1-1. And you look down at the scorebook, really nothing hard hit today by Wes-Del. Here's the wine and the fire. Ground ball and a big hop toward third. Should be easy work. It is, as Carter flips over to Noah Brahm for out number 2 here in the 5th.
With 2 away now, the Warriors have at bat number 15, Jordan Lehman.
Jordan Lehman stands in now. Looking for that first Daleville hit. In fact, he'd take anything to get on. And there's a pitch inside, up around his chin for ball 1. Nine of the outs have been by strikeout. McCullough winds and fires. Look out. Check swing. Did it hit him? Did he swing? Strike. It hit him in the strike zone. And I think they're going to say, like the first time, he was checking his swing in the zone. And if you are hit in the strike zone, it's a strike. So Jesse Fennell comes in now and asks the plate umpire, "What about that?" And he says, "Strike." So instead of ending the perfect game and putting a man on for the first time today, the count goes to 1-1 to Jordan Lehman. It's the second time today that's happened, but it's the way it goes. Here's the pitch. Slider, high and outside. 2 balls and a strike. And I'm old school. If you're going to lose a gem, I want it to be clean. Here's the windup and the pitch. Fouled back off the mask of Trevor Titus into the screen. He's checking his fillings, taking inventory. Yeah, I've got them all. I'm okay. 2-2. McCullough 1 pitch away from working out of it here in the Wes-Del 5th. Into his windup. Here's his pitch. Ground ball toward the right side. The first baseman to his right. He'll have to flip. McCullough covering. He got him by a step. Nice play as Brahm flips to McCullough underhand. And that 3-1 putout does it for Wes-Del here in the 5th inning. They go quietly again. Nothing but zeros so far for the Warriors. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still a 2-0 game. Tri-Central out in front of Wes-Del.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
No, you did not just find a Boston concert by accident. That's the bumper music in the background here between the innings. They have great tracks here. As APA rolls the classic rock, we had Pop Fest earlier, but now we're talking real music between innings as we go to the last of the 5th. Great game so far. Not so good if you're a Wes-Del fan, but you're still in the game as you trail Tri-Central 2-0. And you got to believe that at some point, Austin McCullough might tire just a little bit in the late innings. He's done a great job so far for the Trojans. And the guys from Sharpsville will try to add to that lead here in their half of the 5th with 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order due up against Jordan Lehman. Nathan Hoover, the right fielder, to lead things off. His only time up today. Lehman also has gone the distance for Wes-Del. First pitch home is low and in, ball 1. The throw back goes all the way up to center field. Been that kind of day for the Warriors. Only 4 hits in the game by Tri-Central, but a couple were of the loud variety, and that's really the story in the game. With the next one, it's on the way. It's lifted to shallow left center field. That's a little parachute job. It'll fall in there for a leadoff single. So again, from the not hit hard category, but it doesn't matter how hard you hit it. It matters whether it falls in. And Ryan Cockrum is aboard to start the 5th for Tri-Central. Their leadoff man aboard 4 times in 5 innings. Lehman flips over, steps off, looks the runner back as Nathan Hoover grabs a bat. Here's the pitch. He squares to bunt, takes a strike. The runner bluffed. Next one in the dirt. Throw down is not going to be in time. Let me correct myself. Hoover reached on the blooper. This is Colbert, the 9-hitter. So a runner at second base on that wild pitch. Now a step towards second and the runner back on his own. Lehman ready again, brings it home. Bunted, popped up in no man's land back behind home plate. Townsend couldn't find it in time and was not able to get there to even offer to make a play. So the count runs to 1-2 to Kyle Colbert. Man at second, nobody out. Called third strike on a breaking ball and a beauty by Lehman. One away.
One down now for the
That
Trojans.
brings
At
up the
bat,
top of the
number 10,
order.
Brendan Groves.
Fourth strikeout unofficially for Lehman. Groves is the batter here in the fifth inning. Pitch on the way. Bunted, foul again from the lost art category. When I was a player, and no, it was not in the 1860s, we had a rule. You started BP, you had to lay 3 balls down. Left, right, center, and until you did it, you couldn't hit away. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. Runner breaks for third. Here's the throw down. They got him. Umpire said, show me the ball. Jake Mitchell did, and that's a 2-5 put out for the second out of the inning. That's a big one. Now the bags are empty. Count 1-1 on Brendan Groves. Here comes the pitch from Lehman. Lined into right center field softly. That's going to be down for a hit, and that would have driven in a run if it had happened one pitch earlier. But as it is, it's a 2-out single for Groves.
Entering the box now for the
That brings up Caleb
number
Causey.
15, Caleb Causey.
Causey, the shortstop, doing a nice job this season and in this game. He played well the other day as well. Pitch to him is in the dirt, but a nice stop by Townsend keeps the runner at first. Tri-Central's a solid team. People around Delaware County don't see them very often, so they kind of sneak up on you, but they're very solid. McCullough, they're real trouble on the mound. Swing and a miss. Causey with a big rip. Couldn't get it, though. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tri-Central scored a run in the first. They scored a run in the third. Here's the next one. Popped back out of play over near the concession stand, home of the world's best hot dogs. 1-2. Lehman a pitch away from working out of this jam again here in the fifth. Runner breaks. Pitch is hit in the air towards center field, and it's going to be in for a hit. Runner will head for third. The throw will go to third, and everyone is going to be safe as the batter moves down to second on the throw to third. Good fundamental baseball by Tri-Central. And men will be at second and third with 2 away. And a good base running play by Causey to go down to second base as the throw from Connor Townsend went to Jake Mitchell at third. So now we wait to see what will happen here. They've issued an intentional walk to Austin McCullough.
And 2 outs at bat now.
With 2 down and the sacks
Trevor
full,
Titus.
Trevor Titus, the catcher, is hitting, and he had to take his shin guards off to get ready. Here's the pitch from the windup and a strike from Lehman. This is really, at this point, the biggest at bat of the game. You got to get him out if you're Wes-Del in a 2-0 game. Beautiful slider. Nice pitch from Lehman. And he's ahead 0-2. He's only 2/3 of the way there. Off. Here's the windup and the delivery. Fastball away. And the count is 1-2. Groves at third, Causey at second, McCullough at first in a 2-0 game here in the fifth. Pitch on the way. Pop back out of play just over the grandstand.
Please return all
Titus
foul balls.
stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Greatly appreciated.
The Daleville fans starting to roll in. Good crowd on hand here. Midday on Memorial Day. Here's a tapper foul over near the third base dugout. And again, Titus stays alive, 1-2. Wes-Del will have some work to do, trailing at least 2-0 when they come up again. Here's the pitch. Tapper foul, back to the screen. Good battle between Trevor Titus and Jordan Lehman. 2-0 lead for Tri-Central here in the bottom of the fifth. This is a big time at bat. If you can go to the dugout trailing only 2-0 for Wes-Del, you've still got a shot. If you go to the dugout trailing 6-0 or somewhere in the middle, you got trouble. Pop up on the infield, high sky, over near the first baseline. Lehman struggles and it falls in safely. He throws home, safe. 2 runs score to make it 4-0. Tri-Central. Be an error on Lehman, who tried to make the play on the pop-up. It was about halfway from home to first, right over near the line. I'm not sure if Townsend or Smith ever really saw it. Lehman struggled with it.
Number 16, Noah Braun.
That puts runners at first and second. And with 2 down, it's Noah Braun hitting. Softly lines the first one foul up the first baseline. That's a big, big change right there. Instead of being down 2-0, you're down 4-0 now. And that's a huge difference for Wes-Del because they're down to their final 6 outs.
Number 11, Michael Carr.
Michael Carr has gone into pinch run, courtesy run technically. Here comes the pitch. Line toward first. Nice leaping stab by Cody Smith. They had to have that one, and he was up to the task. And that does it for the Trojans here in their half of the fifth inning. They do more damage, though. They pick up 2 runs, a couple of hits there, 3 of them, in fact, and an error. They leave a couple men on base. We're through 5 complete here at Memorial Field. It's Tri-Central 4, Wes-Del 0 on Beaver Media and YouTube Live. Don't go away.
School softball for? I play for my mom and dad who've never missed a game.
Whether they're playing for their teammates, their classmates, or their community, high school student athletes in Indiana learn important lessons they'll use for the rest of their lives, like respect for the rules and the value of hard work and sacrifice. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you built to succeed?
Welcome back to the ball game. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Wes-Del has work to do as they trail Tri-Central 4-0 now. Do or die time coming up fast for the Warriors. Jake Mitchell, Corbin Zavokal, and Dylan Torbush due up here in the 6th for the Warriors as they trail by 4. McCullough has been strong, and he starts this inning with a called strike, a fastball on the outside corner. Spinning a gem. Mitchell was a strikeout victim looking his only time up, and he looks this time at a fastball, and it's outside to make it 1-1. McCullough ready with the next pitch. Beautiful fastball on the outer edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McCullough working on a perfect game in the sectional. Tapper foul back behind home plate. It stays 1-2. The only close to being a runner situation was when a runner was, batter was hit by a pitch, but in the strike zone, which of course was a strike. And that pitch taken away, and Mitchell is even 2 strikes. Warriors have not had a runner. There's a Tapper foul. Mitchell with a defensive swing to stay alive at 2-2. Fantastic performance so far by Austin McCullough. the right-hander from Tri-Central. Ready with the next pitch. Here it comes. Fouled back into the screen right at the press box. Still 2-2. The pings you hear in the background, it's Daleville in the batting cage down the left field line, getting ready for game 2 in this Memorial Day triple header. Slider well outside, and the count runs full. McCullough has his sign into his windup. The pitch home. Ground ball on a big hop towards second base. Picked cleanly, fired over in time, and they got him. That nearly pulled Brom off the bag on the throw from Groves, but they managed to get the out. That's one away. 4-3 in your scorebook.
One down now for the Warriors. At bat, number 8, Corbin Zirkle.
The only outs that have not been strikeouts, 7 of them, have been ground balls. Warriors have not put a ball in play in the air. That brings in Corbin Zvokel. And he takes high, ball 1. Zvokel struck out swinging back in the third. Here comes the next one from McCullough. Fastball over but high, and it's quickly 2-0. And the Warriors just need a runner in the worst way. Wind up in the pitch. There's the called strike. Right down the middle, it's 2-1. Dylan Torbush will be next, unless there's a pinch hitter. Here comes the next delivery. Swing, a miss, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McCullough looking for another strikeout. The windup and the pitch. Fastball up and away, and the count runs full. Had several full counts today. McCullough has managed to avoid a walk every time so far. Here comes the 3-2. Strike 3 on the inside edge, about belt high. I don't think Zvokel liked the call, but that's 2 down. Now Jesse Fennell comes to the plate to ask the on-plate umpire, where in the world was that pitch? And he points up at the press box. Jesse Fennell does briefly, and still having a conversation with the umpire who has his mask off. I think I know what this is. I think Jesse is saying McCullough has reached his max and can't continue. See, this is one of the issues with the new rule. The new rule is not based on pitches; it's based on rest, and you have to have so much rest after pitching so many times. Not today, the previous time. That's going to be a bone of contention. Now both coaches are gathered with all 3 umpires. Unofficially, McCullough had thrown 63 pitches through 5 innings. And 15 so far here in this inning, which would put him at 78. And in talking to Jesse before the game, he mentioned 78. He thought we'd get him out of the game at 79. But again, this is not last year's rule. This is this year's rule, and it's based on what you did the last time you went out and pitched. And there's mandatory rest, 6-level scale based on how many pitches you threw the last time out. 1 day rest, 2 days rest, 4 days rest, depending on, and now he's bringing the copy of the rule out. Jesse Fennell has a printout of the rule, and they're going to discuss this. And I got to tell you, this is another reason I don't like the rule. Now there's a dispute over it based on the rule from last year, the rule this year. This guy's working on a perfect game, and now you have to mess around with, can he stay out there? I do not like it at all. I think the old rule was just fine. And I think they're going to probably end up changing it to some degree after this season because it's, in some places, been a train wreck, to tell you the truth. Now the umpires reading the rule. They already know it, I'm sure, but they've got to get used to this rule. It's brand new. They've been doing this for 2 months. Umpires and the huddle break up. And let's see what happens. McCullough is going to stay on the mound and continue. Of course, he's now cooled off a little bit after a couple of innings worth of discussion. Jesse Fennell backpedaling toward the third base coach's box, and his counterpart,
In the box now for the Warriors.
Andy Burnett from Tri-Central, now with a little conversation with the home plate umpire. Now he's back to his dugout. So we're all set to go. 2 down here in the 6th inning. First pitch home, had a little extra mustard on it outside for ball 1. I don't think McCullough appreciated that. Can't blame him. Here comes the next one. It's a called strike, and the count evens 1-1. Dylan Torbush is the hitter. 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. McCullough's windup and his pitch, a slider, beauty on the inside corner, and that's strike 2. 1-2 pitch coming to the right hand hitting Dylan Torbush as Wes-Del trails 4-0. Struck him out on gas upstairs and a fist pump and run right by the coach on the way to the dugout. Message delivered. Wow, that was impressive. Another goose egg inning by Wes-Del in the 6th. And we go to the bottom half of the 6th with Tri-Central still leading Wes-Del. It's 4-0 here in Anderson on Beaver Media and on YouTube Live.
Sports is filled with athletes who possess the eye of the tiger and whose focus and determination enables them to soar like eagles. The games themselves can't be played without a few zebras. Becoming an IHSAA official is a great way to be part of the action and to support Indiana's healthy tradition of high school athletics. Visit IHSAA.org and get in the game. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ballpark. We move to the last of the 6th with Tri-Central leading Wes-Del 4-0. You're just joining us. You're missing quite a performance by Tri-Central's pitcher, Austin McCullough, who's working on a perfect game and an 11 strikeout edition of that through 6 innings on his ledger. Don't go away. Devin Carter leads things off by taking a ball for Tri-Central here in the home half of inning number 6. Jordan Lehman still working on the bump for Wes-Del, and there's a called strike. 1-1. And 8 in the batting order for Tri-Central. There's a foul right back to the screen, and it's 1-2. Devin Carter is nothing out of 2. He grounded to short and struck out. Looking for his first time on base today. There's a ground ball through the left side into left field for a base hit. Seeing eye single. Unofficially in my book, 8 hits. They have 8 on the board here as well. I think we're going to have a courtesy runner again for Devin Carter. And again, it's going to be Michael Courtesy Runner Carr down at first base.
Courtesy runner for Carter will be number 11, Michael Carr. Bench runner, sorry for that. Correction, please. Thank you.
So, man, at first,
for the Warriors,
here in the 6th inning,
number 14, Ryan Cochran.
Cochran, the batter, Left fielder for the Trojans. Wide open stance. He shows bunt but takes outside ball one. Carr has been a busy guy running bases for other guys today. And this one bunted off the plate, and it stays in the dirt area behind the plate and foul ground. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Cockrum has a pair of groundouts to show for his day. 1 to second base, 1 to third base, where Jake Mitchell is now in well on the grass, thinking bunt again. And he bunts it foul right behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fifth for Tri-Central. Pitch home is taken for a ball. Jordan Lehman has been the only pitcher on the mound today for Wes-Del, and he hasn't pitched that badly. Got to tell you, here's the pitch. Little soft breaking ball inside, and the count goes full. From the stretch, looking in for a sign. Set now from the belt. Here comes the pitch. It's down, ball 4. So the first 2 men reach here in the 6th inning for the Trojans. That'll bring up Nathan Hoover. Now look at my scorebook. I've got Lehman for 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, a couple of wild pitches as well. So 2 on, nobody out, and Hoover the hitter. Nathan is 1 out of 2 with a fly out and a single. His last time up. He shows bunt. Lays it down. Just foul up the third baseline. It started fair, trickled foul. We'll do it all over again. We are in the home half of the 6th in a 4-0 game. The only time today the Trojans didn't get their leadoff man on was in the 3rd. They've gotten the leadoff man on base every other inning. With 2 on here and a bunt out in front of the plate, between the plate and the mound. The only play is down to first. The first baseman, Cody Smith, spun and through to Corbin Zavocal, the second baseman, covering first for the out. So it's a sacrifice. 3-4 on the put out for out number 1, and both runners move up 90 feet. So the Trojans have men at 2nd and 3rd. With 1 down here, and their 9-hole hitter, Kyle Colbert, is due up.
Now for the Trojans, number 6, Kyle Colbert.
Takes 1 in the dirt, ball 1. Carr, the runner at 3rd. Cockrum at 2nd. Tight on all 4 spots for Wes-Del. They cannot allow another run. Pitch is inside for a ball, and it's 2-0. Your season is on the line right here. If you're Wes-Del, you got to stop these runners from scoring. There's a pitch on the knees on the inside corner for a strike, and it's 2-1. Now from the windup with the bags loaded, or 2nd and 3rd rather, popped back out of play, and it's 2-2. 2nd and 3rd, 1 away. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lehman winds and fires. The little tapper up the third baseline. The runners are messed up. The second base runner came down to 3rd. Now the man picks up the ball, Mitchell, and has nowhere to throw it. And everyone is safe. Wow. Unbelievable. You have to give him an infield hit. There's nothing else you can do. But that should have been at least 1 out. And they got nothing out of it. Now the bags are loaded. And the top of the order is up there in the person of Brendan Groves. Infield again, tight at all 4 spots for the Warriors as they cling to life. Tapper foul back to the screen. Brendan Groves has had himself a good day. 2 out of 3, couple of singles, 2 runs scored. Now time called as the foul ball is retrieved and we're all set to go. Next inning, 4-0 Tri-Central. They can break the game wide open right here. There's a breaking ball inside. That runs the count to 1-1. What you wouldn't give for a double play ball to the mound if you're Wes-Del. This one lifted foul down the right field line, back out of play. Back into the Southern Wells guys getting ready for game 2. Second game coming up after this one, Southern Wells and Daleville. We'll have it for you. Here's the pitch. Tapper foul over near the third base dugout. Great to have you along wherever you're listening, around the country, around the state, around the block if you're around the block. Here's the windup, the next one from Lehman. Lined down the third baseline, but back out of play. Over near the batting cage. Groves continues to bat with a 1-2 count. About a half hour, maybe a little more, probably 40 minutes between games after this one finishes. Game 2 is scheduled to be a 1 o'clock start. Here's the windup and Lehman's pitch. Worked him with a slider away and a called third strike for the second out. Wow. 2 away. I've got him for 5 Ks today, Lehman that is. Bases loaded, 2 down for Caleb Causey. Causey into his at bat, and he fouls it right back to the screen. He does not get cheated with his hacks at all. Sacrifice, reached on an error, singled, 2 runs. He's 1 out of 2 officially. Here's the windup and the pitch to him. It's too far inside, and it's 1-1. And you better get him out because Austin McCullough is on deck, and he is instant trouble anywhere on the diamond. Here's the pitch. In the dirt away. Nice job by Cam Townsend to snuff it out. Runners can't go anywhere. The count is 2-1. Nowhere to put him. Bags loaded, 2 down. Fastball up and away. And the count runs to 3-1. You really can't walk him. You gotta get him here. Late in the game. The windup and the pitch. Smash to the right side on the ground. It's through the legs of Corbin Zavokel. 1 run in. Here comes another man trying to score. He'll be safe. 2 runs come in to score, and it's 6-0 Tri-Central. Wow. Well, when it rains, it pours. That's going to have to be E4 on Zvokel. It allows Carr and Cockrum to score. Moves Colbert all the way to third. And it brings in the dangerous Austin McCullough.
That now is number 23, Austin McCullough.
Pitch on the way. Hard hit ground ball towards short. Carmen has it cleanly, fires across to Smith. And that's the final out of the inning on a 6-3 put out of Austin McCullough. That does it here in the frame for the Trojans. They strike again, though. They pick up 2 runs. And as we go to the 7th inning, it's Tri-Central 6, Wes-Del 0 on Beaver Media and on YouTube Live.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ball game. We go to the 7th inning here in game 1 of this Memorial Day triple header. Tri-Central out in front now comfortably over Wes-Del, 6-0. And if you're tuning in right now, you came at the right time. It's going to be a dramatic 7th inning. Austin McCullough, the pitcher from Tri-Central, has a perfect game through 6 innings. And it's the top 3 in the order for Wes-Del here in the 7th inning. Cody Smith, Cam Townsend, Connor Townsend. McCullough, the right-hander, has had a strong outing. Here's his pitch. It's a slider beauty right over the center of the plate for a strike. Cody Smith has struck out and grounded out in an 0-for-2 day. McCullough's next one is a called strike on the outside corner, and quickly 0-2 to Cody Smith. McCullough has been dominant in this one. The wind-up, the pitch. Fastball over but high, and it's 1-2. Been doing this a long time. I've never called a perfect game. We're 3 outs away from it. Here's a little bit of a looping foul back to the screen as Smith took a defensive swing to stay alive, 1-2. Really hasn't been a ball that was close to a hit in this game. There's a fastball too high, too inside, and it's 2-2. McCullough has done an awesome job on the mound for his team. Then the delivery, check swing, strike 3. Smith is out, 1 away. And unofficially in my book of tricks, I've got 12 Ks piled up for Austin McCullough. That brings in Cam Townsend. 1 out here in the 7th inning. Ground ball sharply up the first baseline, but well foul. It was 5 years ago this weekend that we had a dominant pitching performance. There's a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Taylor Clark of Daleville struck out 18 batters in this same game, the first game of the semifinals out at Cowan in 2012. And this one has been right up there with it. Here's the pop-up back out behind home plate. It's a foul and still 0-2.
You're welcome.
McCullough with a long pause as he looks in for his sign, and now he's into his windup. Ground ball toward third, bobbled, picked up, long throw. He's safe! And there goes the perfect game. That's an error by the third baseman, Devin Carter, and it cost McCullough the perfecto. And boy, you feel like a nickel waiting on change when that happens. The no-hitter is still intact. Brings in Connor Townsend. Connor has struck out both of his trips to the plate in this game. With Cam Townsend at first, he bluffs the steal, and the pitch home is low and away. Ball 1. Mentally, for a pitcher now, you think, okay, will that rattle him? I don't think so. This kid's pretty good. Here's the pitch. Runner bluffs again. This one's upstairs to make it 2-0. Devin Bookout waits in the on-deck circle for Wes-Del. 6-0 game, top of the 7th inning. Warriors are down to their final 2 outs. There's a swing and a miss. Connor chased a fastball upstairs, and that makes it 2-1. Sign from Titus. Set at the chest. Spin throw to first. And diving head first safely. McCullough has been masterful in this game. No other way to put it. He's pitched outstanding baseball. There's a ground ball toward third. Ooh, a bad hop comes up and hits Carter right in the face. Wow. They'll check on him to make sure he's okay. He took a really nasty hop. The umpires call time. They'll check on him. Out comes Andy Burnett, the head coach from Tri-Central, to say, are you all right? That's a really tough way to come up with an error, but that's what happens. That was your typical bad hop error at third base. He was right in front of the ball like he should have been and just kicked up, and glad he didn't lose a tooth. 2 men are on, 1 out here for Wes-Del in the 7th as they battle to try to get back in the game, trailing 6-0. There's a pitch just away as Devin Bookout's taking. It's ball 1. 2 Ks for Bookout, 1 of each variety, forward and backward. Warriors have had a tough day with McCullough on the mound. Here's the pitch. Fouls it on the ground up the third baseline. Now time called, and the catcher, Trevor Titus, will trot out to the mound and have a quick convo with his pitcher, Austin McCullough. If you're wondering, this young man is a senior, so you won't have to deal with him anymore after this season, but he's an impressive young man. He really is. He's a two-way player. He's a talented hitter, and he has pitched a great game so far here today. Now he's ready. Here's the next one. Called strike, a beautiful slider, and the count is 1-2. I am directly behind the plate, so I have a really good look at this stuff, and as an ex-hitter, I can tell you he's got a nice little slider. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Went with the fastball. Got him. Bookout slams his bat into the ground. And I've got him for 13 strikeouts. We'll double check that later. Warriors are down to their final out. Calvin Carmen is the batter with men at first and second and 2 away. Here's the pitch. There's that off-speed pitch, just missed outside, ball 1. Carmen has a strikeout and a ground out in an 0-for-2 game. Cam Townsend at second. Connor Townsend is twin behind him. A miss by Carmen. It's 1-1. Tough to pitch a better game than McCullough has here in the opener today. Now time called by the batter, Calvin Carmen. And we're just about set to go. He's back on the bump. Here comes the pitch. Worked him away, and it's a called strike, another beauty. It's 1-2. The Warriors are down to their last strike in 2017 if they can't get a rally going. Second, 2 down in the 7th, 6-0 Tri-Central. McCullough 1 pitch away from shutting it down. He works him away and misses. 2-2. And don't forget, just because you lose the perfect game, still got a no-hitter intact unless they're going to score one of those a hit. But he's pitched a really dominant game today. Now time called again. Two count. Pitch on the way. Called third strike. Game over. Season over. Day over for McCullough. He finishes it off with a called third strike. 14 strikeouts unofficially in the game, and this one is over, and Wes-Del loses today by a final of 6-0. We'll be back to recap it briefly after this on Beaver Media and YouTube Live. Do not go away.
A crisp October evening. A stadium filled with fans. A pass-through. A journey completed. State of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
What's your course schedule for the fall?
Yep.
Let me see here. English, good. Chemistry, trigonometry, excellent. World history, oh, I love world history. Baseball, wait, baseball? Baseball isn't a course, honey.
Well, sure it is, Mom. High school sports are about so much more than winning and losing. They teach lessons that can't be taught in a classroom, like accountability and self-discipline, the value of teamwork. I may not be earning a grade, but I'm learning how to compete later in life. Isn't that what getting a good education is all about?
Yes, of course it is. I was just testing you.
What can teenagers here in Indiana learn from participating in high school sports?
Plenty, as it turns out. That's why they're called education-based athletics.
High school sports. There's so much more than just a game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Nice. There's still a place where performance is enhanced by extra effort, not by performance-enhancing drugs. There's still a place where contracts are between coaches and players. The terms are non-negotiable. There's still a place where an edge is something you gain by working harder than your opponent. There's still a place where sport is pure. That place is the high school in your community. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we believe that while competition can be fierce, it doesn't change the fact that it's only a game. The goal may be to win, but the point is to have fun. And if you want to be reminded of just how great sports can be when they're played the right way, then the place to be is at a high school sporting event in your community. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message made possible by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ballpark. And Austin McCullough was cold as ice today for his ball club, the Tri-Central Trojans. The young man throws a no-hitter here in the semifinal round of sectional 55. Unofficially, 105 pitches, 14 strikeouts. Didn't allow a runner until 1 out in the 7th when his third baseman, Devin Carter, made a ball that he bobbled and threw across but was late on. And the next ball was right at Carter again, and a horrible hop ate him up for an error. But all in all, Austin McCullough throws a gem at Wes-Del today as Tri-Central beats the Warriors 6-0 in game one of this triple header today on Beaver Media and on YouTube Live. It's hard to imagine topping what you just saw, but you never know what you're going to see at the ballpark, and sometimes strange things happen, and you never know. We might see one again. We could have back-to-back no-hitters the way this crazy game goes, and I'm not going to tell you it's impossible, because the minute I do, they will prove me wrong, and I'm not going to go out on that plank. So, looking quickly at the line scores as we finish off this one in game one, the Trojans scored once in the first, once in the third, twice in the fifth, twice more in the sixth. They win with 6 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and left on base. Wes-Del checks out, no runs, no hits, 4 errors, 2 men left on base in this one this morning and now this afternoon at Memorial Field. Unofficially, the game took 1 hour and 37 minutes. Really nice crowd here by the time it finished up, as all the game one people were still here and the game two people came filtering, and they saw a whale of a finish by Austin McCullough. And again, he took a perfect game, 6 1/3 innings worth of it into the 7th inning, but lost the perfecto, kept the no-hitter in a 14 strikeout dominant gem. My hat is off to him. Hey, kid, great game. You pitched your tail off today, and you're going to the championship game tonight. Tri-Central moves to the finale tonight. They will face the winner of this next one, either Daleville or Southern Wells, for the championship here in 1A Sectional 55. We'll have that game tonight for you at 7, but before that, Daleville and Southern Wells scheduled for a 1 o'clock start. And looking at my handy-dandy clock right now, it's 12:44. We're going to be well past that. We're looking at the fat part of 130, 115, 130 in that neighborhood by the time the teams take their infields and do what they need to do to get ready to play. So this one's in the books. Tri-Central is 2-0 in this sectional. They came in with wins for their season, and now they're 5-14 and playing for a sectional championship tonight. Wes-Del finishes 9-11 for Jesse Fennell. That'll do it for game one. The final score for the final time: Tri-Central 6, Wes-Del nothing. I'm Brian Beaver. Thanks for joining me for this one. Come back in about half an hour from now, maybe 40 minutes. Follow me on Twitter at Delco Preps. I'll tweet a close approximate start time for game two as soon as we have a better idea. Until then, thanks for joining me this afternoon. I'll see you next time on Beaver Media. Until then, so long, everybody.